by Rythin. Go ahead and take it away.
Hello, GDQ. Yeah, it's Noid time. Yeah, I'm rythin. I've been running this game for a couple of years. Joining me is Spectral.
Hey everyone, I'm Spectral and I also run this game.
And yeah, today we're doing any percent NMS, which stands for Noid Major Skips. And I believe we had an incentive to play as the vocal Noid. Did that get met? Perhaps?
Let's see if after one refresh here, if we were able to close that gap. Not quite, just a little short of playing as a vocal Noid.
That's fine. That'll be for next time. Yeah, I guess we'll just start as regular Noid, and we'll go in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, starting off, we're going to be in the New York. This level is inspired by the quote-unquote original Noid game for the NES, which I believe was also like a rip-off of some Japanese game that was then retextured to have the Noid. Anyway, this one is much better, and the first level doesn't really show that. Oops. Yeah, so the first level is pretty much entirely cycle-based. You can see the water going up and down. And there's a boat at the end of the level. I went a bit off-cycle to a misinput, and I'm not used to this right now. But it's fun. Yeah, so there. Oh, that's a pretty rough respawn. Yeah, this level is pretty much entirely cycle-based, and it takes around a minute. Which I didn't get the perfect cycle, which you get for being fully deathless and just perfect, but I got the second best cycle, which is fine. And with that, we're entering the Noid Void, which is the hub world. From here, we can go into all the main levels. And while I'm walking through here, let's get one quick donation.
Absolutely. We have a $15 donation from Al the Canadian that says, 90 story to start off the awful block. My brother and I rented Yo Noid from a Blockbuster from our OG Nintendo in the good old early 90s, and that just happened to be the exact day our Nintendo broke for good. I never forget the Noid's jinx. Dearest Noid, I do not humbly apologize. Don't worry though, I think we had tasty pizza that night, at least to cheer me and my brother up. Go bounce through that Noid Void and slay my childhood demons, Rythin.
Thank you. Yeah, so the Swing Factory is the first level in our route, and the no major skips restriction for this level is to play the inside of the factory, because it is entirely skippable with a variety of tricks that we have up in our arsenal, but for the sake of this category, we'll be playing through the inside of it. This category is pretty arbitrary in its definition, but it's made to really like show off as much of the game as possible. And really the best way to do that is to just give ourselves arbitrary restrictions. So here I'm spelling out Noid, not Hoid, as many casual players do. And I'll be doing some blind movement in the cutscene. Okay, barely made it on the staircase. That's pretty nice. So you may have seen me get these wacky little high jumps off grapples. That's what we call tether boosting. Basically by releasing the yo-yo and then jumping a frame or a couple frames later, you can get a boost to your jump height. Here's another puzzle. I'm pretty sure this is how you're meant to solve it. I haven't really found a different way to do it.
Yeah, I think that's how you do it.
Yeah.
In that manner.
And yeah, we'll be doing some platforming through the inside of the factory. Whoops. Okay. It's fine. Yeah, so I saw some people point out that this game was supposed to be part of Awful Block, or as I like to call it, Amazing Block, because that's where the most amazing games are on. But then it got rescheduled, and now there's like a Kirby game in the middle. You know, with how GDQ is completely remote this year, we couldn't be all in one place. I like to believe that we took that spirit of the event into the block, so we got this run remotely from all the other ones. And yeah, so that was the factory, and now well, that was the inside of the factory, now we got the outside bit. This is pretty much exactly where you skip to in the all stages run. And I guess the any percent nowadays as well. Yeah, this game is quite broken. The any percent run is 6 minutes, just about, I think, just under 6.
Yeah, we don't do any of the levels.
Yeah, we do like half of this level and then go to the end. But no major skips is probably my second favorite category after all stages. It's far less glitchy. There's a lot less tech in it, but it has a lot of fun movement that we skip in all stages due to some pretty funky glitches. Again, void section, let's get another quick donation.
Absolutely. We have $100 from Tass, who says, "Hello, everyone. I'm Scott, president of Domino's Pizza. Have you heard of Hatsune Miku? Good luck, Rythin."
Thank you. So Domino Dungeon, this is the best level in the game, also the hardest one. And the Noid major skips restriction for this one is use all keys, which will force us to go into these side rooms. There's 2 side rooms with, I don't know, would you call them puzzles? They're just kind of like platforming challenges. Yeah. That normally you could just skip with some flings, which we'll be doing flings as well. But yeah, we have to play the side rooms. So here's a catapult. This is one of the only strats that I found, and it looks really cool. I really like it. So we just went through that room to get the keys, and now we're going through here. And if you notice that big blue switch that I pulled and opened a big blue door, well, there's another one of those here. Of the doors, I mean, but not of the switches. So, this is the big time limit that makes a lot of casual players struggle, especially in the older patch of the game where the timer was much shorter. They made it quite a bit more lenient in the Game of a Year release, which is really nice. And now here, this platforming section, you're supposed to turn this section on, which makes all these platforms flip, and this thing rotate. But with a precise jump that I missed, you can skip that. I'm gonna try it one more time. I lied, I'll try it multiple more times because it's cool. It's quite tricky. It's a pretty precise coyote jump around this like very weird shape. Okay. Let's do a couple more tries. I don't want to waste too much time, but I do want to show it off. Nice, there we go. Okay.
Nice. It's probably worth mentioning in all stages, this level would have been well done by now.
Yeah, this level takes like
into the next stage.
30 seconds in the all stages run, if that. And here's the 2 IQ jump, which we named because it used to be really easy, and then the devs patched it so it wouldn't be possible, presumably. And then we were like, just do it anyway. So, IQ. That's the level done. Another void section, another quick donation, please.
You got it. We have $50 coming in from Nick Does Voices saying, had to donate during the Yo Noid run. This game inspired part of my and my soon wife's household tradition of eating Domino's and drinking Pepsi during GDQ. Let's get cancer like late pizza.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. That is a good tradition. Shout out to Domino's. I don't really like them, but they inspired a good game. That's what matters. Here's a brand new strat. Ooh!
Oh, first
try and made it. Nice. That jump looks way easier than it actually is. That grapple is not supposed to be grappled from all the way down though. You're supposed to like go all the way around and waste like 10 seconds. But with a really precise wall run, you can get it early. And yeah, the Noid major restrictions for this level is just not going out of the level. Because you can get on top of the level and just walk over here instead of doing that thing. There's multiple routes through this level, and some would argue that the fling I did is also a pretty major skip, but I don't know, we just kind of do it. It's more fun.
I would say this level's rules are the most arbitrary ones because it's actually a big planet, effectively. So
Yeah, and especially like there isn't really out of bounds because you're technically intended to go out of the level to get a secret.
I think this level is also a good example of where Mario Galaxy may have drawn inspiration from for its planet's physics.
Yeah,
that's what I'd like to believe.
It's very strange how they just ripped off Noid. Oh well, Nintendo, right? So anyway, we're taking the rocket to the Noidroid as any Noid would do. Is there anything to mention here? I forget.
The witch?
Sorry? Yeah, so the planet here, just going to grab 5 keys and head to the exit. I guess would also be a good time for a donation, if you have one.
Oh, we sure do. Wario's Dark Brother writes in with $50 saying, Yo Noid 2 Game of the Year Edition is definitely one of the games of all time for me. I've been waiting for minutes for this run to start, and I'm very excited. It's finally happening. Here's to Yo Noid 3 Game of the Time Edition.
Absolutely. Alright, finishing up the level. We've got the brown bricks. This is a pretty unforgiving cycle. I'm sure I'm not getting the good one. Yeah.
Nope.
It's alright. We made it. And with that, we're done with all of the main platforming levels. And we're ready to ascend the pizza tower and battle the final boss. So yeah, again, no, just the void movement. Can get a donation in or two. Actually, just one. Just short
For
one.
sure.
One short one.
Just one. You got it. Absolutely. We have a $500 donation from Grimel Ken Kid, who said, My friends and I recently lost a close friend after a battle with cancer, so this donation is made in his memory. As an avid video game fan, I know you would have loved seeing the Mega Man and Kirby runs. Here's to another great GDQ, and let's get to that speed run of beating cancer. Poyo!
Okay. So that was a dab clip. You can clip through the door by dabbing and jumping at a precise time. Did I mention you can dab in this game? Pretty good. Yeah, I'm playing on keyboard and mouse. If you have a controller, you have analog dubbing on the trigger.
Yeah, you definitely want the finer control on dabbing.
Yeah, dabbing is a key mechanic in this game. So anyway, we're down to the final boss. Yeah. This dialogue mashing is actually quite a bit more involved than just spamming spacebar. It's pretty tricky to get right. A vocal noid. Be my
A bit of a lore, but this is where we find out this person here, Mike Hatsune, is planning to phase out Noid in favor of what he calls a vocal Noid as the mascot for Domino's.
Yeah.
And
so this fight has 7 phases, I want to say. I never remember how many. But they're basically comprised of these 2 main parts, which is what I call the attack phase, where Mike just kind of rotates around Noid and dice randomly fall, and you have to throw them at him. And then this, what I call the avoidance phase, where the floor turns blue, and we have to avoid it or we get zapped, and the phase resets. So stakes are low, but it's a time loss if we get hit. So we don't want to do that. The floor here says trans rights, by the way. Just figured I would point that out. So yeah, my strategy is mainly to stay in the middle and spin my camera like a crazy person until I see a dice. Or die? I never remember.
I think Mike does follow Noid, so if you stick to the screen, you avoid him going to like out of bounds almost. He can fly really far away.
It's also a good reason to stay in the middle.
This fight is very RNG heavy, like Mike's behavior at the times, and where the dice and when the dice will drop is all completely luck based. So
Yeah,
it's a great point to throw runs, like last 2 minutes of the run to complete RNG.
It's really awesome to have the only RNG at the very end. But yeah, coming up is the last hit, and then we'll do the end dialogue, and that will be time. So get ready. One last dice. That was a very hopeful throw. It's okay. And get ready.
You're still two with the first domino has fallen. Enjoy your
And that is time. Alright. So that was Noid 2, without any major skips, allegedly. Shoutouts to the entire Noid community, the Noid nerd / pizza gamer community. Yeah, obviously Spectral, Hooga, who couldn't make it, and Abney, Chris, all the OGs. Shoutouts to the devs who are awesome and are making a new game. Wishlist the big catch on Steam right now. Do it. Yeah, if this game seemed interesting to you, we have a community Discord linked on the speedrun.com page. The game is free, the run is really short. Just try it out. And yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you, GDQ, for having me.
Well, that was an excellent pizza game with a lot of pizza and pepperoni and you know what? Joy. I'm going to say it. Joy. One last donation to shout out here. $10 comes in from Newt Sire saying, greetings from the Grapple Guy Discord. Good luck on the run, Rythin. Hashtag pizza time. And it is pizza time. Speaking of that, by the way, it has been my pleasure to be your host for these last few runs. I think I'm going to go enjoy some pizza myself. And I heavily encourage everyone out there to feel free to take a break, have a little stretch, maybe have some pizza of your own. And we will see you on the other side after a brief break.
Well. Welcome back, everybody. Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online. It sure does continue. Konception told you we were going to continue, and we're back. I am your host now for these next few runs. I am an eternal enigma, and it is great to have you all here. You got a little taste, just a little appetizer of the awful block, just a little preview. We can't give you the full course just yet. We're getting set up for our next run, which is Kirby Star Allies by Mr. Shasta. We're getting prepared for that. But thank you all very much. It has been about 24 hours since I've last talked to you here on the desk, the digital host desk, and you have raised a whole heck of a lot of money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. I was on the mic when we hit $500,000, and we're at 830,000 now. Thank you all so much for your amazing contributions, and be sure to keep them going. And speaking of your donations, we've got a $500 donation from Running with Speed. And they say, hey, everyone, it's the directors of the new documentary Running with Speed here, and we're thrilled to be sponsors of AGDQ 2023. 4 years ago, we fell in love with the incredible passion of the GDQ speedrunning community and set out to create the definitive documentary. This week, our film is finally available, and we couldn't be more thrilled with the response. Running with Speed is narrated by internet legend Summoning Salt, and during AGDQ, $1 for every sale is going to Prevent Cancer Foundation in donations like this. I was informed of that documentary. Thank you for the $500. Thank you very, very much. Very good work. All right, so there's something pretty neat here that I've been informed of. So we're gonna put this out here. I'm gonna let you know. Our social media team, the AGDQ 2023 online social media team, they want your pictures of Kirby to turn the awful block games into copy abilities. Would you mind sharing those with @GamesDoneQuick on Twitter? That would be super, super cool if you could do that. Are we going to do that? I think we could do that. All right. Our next run of Awesome Games Done Quick 2023 online is ready to go. This will be our runner's 13th GDQ. He's back for a 13th time. First met him at SGDQ 2015. We last saw him a few months ago at SGDQ. The upcoming game is Kirby Star Allies. The category, Guest Star Mage Sisters. Here is Mr. Shasta.